So we're here at an amazing house, ready to begin a floor plan. But before we get started and open up the app, a couple things you need to do. One, we need to make sure our phone is charged. Over 50%, which is where you need to be ideally to make sure that you don't have any problems. So we're good to go there, but I need to make sure the blinds are open and the lights are on. So let's do that first. So one other thing, as I'm walking through and turning on the lights and opening the blinds, I'm also planning my route through the house to make sure I know what room I'm going to flow from one to the next, so that I'm just aware of my surroundings and know what path I'm going to take, which is super important. So let's keep it going. So it's also important to make sure you open doors, even if you don't plan on going into a room, or if you need access through the area. It's still important to have the door open so that you can easily move the camera away from the space, completely open the door, and then scan the space. You definitely do not want the door impeding the view of the camera. So let's continue. Now we're ready to shoot, so let's go. All right, so we turn on the lights, we open the blinds, we're ready to go. I have my app up, do all the basics. I'm putting in a single unit residential. Turn the device, I'm ready to scan. Just a quick note, this speech recognition button, you do not have to use this for every room. Only use the speech recognition button when you have a special room, something that is abnormal, out of the ordinary. If you have a special man cave or something like that. But outside of that, you do not have to use the speech recognition button. So let's go. Again, remembering we're at chest height and angle slightly down. I'm about to go out of the garage door. It's important to make sure that you do not open doors as you're scanning, so I'm gonna face the camera away. Let's see. Such a small room, so I don't need to go in. I just show it and I can back out. So here we have a kitchen, and sometimes we have issues with rooms where we have limited space to move around. The question is, how do you scan it? How do you maneuver? It's a very nice kitchen, very large kitchen, but there's a very large island as well. So I'm gonna demonstrate and show you what we would do. And so let's walk through it. So basically what I would do is enter the room. And before we start, I'll scan up to show the appliances and anything else that's there, and begin to walk through. I don't need to move the phone right or left. I will show the window. But just like that, I make one complete path around. I don't need to move the phone to show right or left because the scan is actually picking up all the area. Scan up to show the window, scan up to show the appliances, and you're done. All right, so here we are. We're in this North Carolina heat. It's an amazing day, but typically we have decks and patios. Sometimes they're screened in, sometimes they're not, but we're often asked, how do you scan it? So basically what we would do is come from the house and just scan the property. So again, you get your phone back in position, come out and scan just like you're scanning a room. And you're done. Another pretty small room, so we're not going to go in. So again, we have a narrow space. This is a bathroom. Obviously, there's not a lot you can do. No need to turn rapidly or do anything like that. So what we'll do is we'll get ready to scan. We'll walk into the room and then simply back out. Make sure you don't hit doors. So here we have another relatively small room, not a lot of space to maneuver and move around. And what we'll do is we'll come in, get as much detail as we can, but simply back out of the room. You don't have to do a lot to turn, and you don't have to show every nook and cranny or every crevice. So we'll jump in and get it started. So again, I'll walk in. All right, so here we have a room with 7-foot ceilings or less. Obviously I'm 6 foot, okay, 5'11" and a half, who's counting anyway? But obviously it's less than 7 feet. So what you wanna do is make sure that you scan the area. Typically we scan where the floor meets the wall, but what we're gonna do in this case is we're gonna take our device and pan up and then simply continue to scan. You don't need to do it long. You don't have to have it there for more than a couple seconds, but just simply scan up to show the space, and then you can resume scanning. Just like that, we're done.